Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/speedforce. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Thank you so much for your support. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to Speedforce, the Flash podcast. I'm your host, Phil Maynard.
And I'm your other host, Anthony Hernandez.
As you may have noticed, we now have a sponsorship. Woo!
Yay! Audible. Yay!
Thank you for sponsoring us.
Thank you a lot.
So this week we'll talk about that in just a moment. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. Big things going on. First up, we're going to be talking about the episode today. What is this? Fastlane.
Is that the name of it? Fastlane?
Yes, Fastlane, because it had to do with Wally's driving thing.
He's got some sort of speed thing going on with him where he's like, I like to go fast.
I need to go fast.
I want to be an astronaut so I can go really fast. It's like Talladega Nights.
Calm down, man. You're going to have speed soon. Just wait it out a little bit.
Pretty soon. He's starting to build to be a little bit of a better character and less of a whiny character, but he's still kind of whiny.
He's trying to live his life and everything, but I think he's going to start developing a lot more now that the Flash has saved his life and he realizes, man, maybe this isn't the thing I should be doing.
So
and Iris is getting good at her actual job.
There was one thing I was very upset with this episode.
Iris didn't die.
Yeah, she didn't die. I was
sorry.
really hoping she'd die. I just write her off. Make her come back in Earth 2 but better.
She is going to be in next week as Earth 2.
But take Earth 2 version of her and just make her character better and keep the actor and just make her Earth 1's main Iris. I would like that a lot.
Yeah, you didn't see the preview for next week, did you?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, they're going to Earth 2 next week.
I at the end of the episode, I got onto that.
They got the two villains set up for next week, which are Killer Frost and Deathstorm. Which I believe it's Deathstorm. I believe Deathstorm's going to be in it, but I know Killer Frost is.
Yeah, that's a big reveal. We want to see Killer Frost.
And
we've been talking about it since episode 1.
I've been excited for Deathstorm too. Robbie Amell's return. Everyone loves Robbie Amell. He's great. So what else do we got? Some big stuff going on.
Let's talk about our sponsorship.
Yeah,
Audible. Right off the bat.
Okay, remember how last episode, guys, we were talking about, man, we need sponsorship. Well,
Klondike Bar did not listen to us, but Audible did, which is awesome.
So, right after the podcast, I just sat down and started, thinking about who could sponsor us. And Audible actually does have a program to help out podcasters where they sponsor us. You guys can go to audibletrial.com/speedforce, and you guys don't have to pay anything. And Audible, by you guys signing up, getting an audiobook, Audible then sends us $15.
Yep. The way it works
helps us get money.
So it's a trial. It's a 30-day trial. I believe after that, you have to start paying for it, but it's your call.
If you like it enough, go for it.
It's worth the try.
I had Audible too, and I used to listen to it all the time. I would go tubing when I used to live in Utah. I would just go tubing and just listen to audiobooks. Yeah,
you can put it. You can even probably get it to play in your car, which would be cool for car rides. Instead of if you're tired of listening to the same songs, you can listen to a book. But what we're gonna start doing is for Audible, we have to do the opening, which you've already heard, and that'll be alternating between me and Phil every week, so you guys get to hear us both. Haha. And then me and Phil are gonna do in the beginning of every show is we're gonna have a
highlight. We'll highlight a book.
Yeah, we'll highlight a book and we'll have an advertisement. Just because Audible did us a huge favor and we want to make sure that we do our part for them.
Yeah. They helped us out. We're going to help them out and everything.
Today you don't get the fun little commercial thing that we do because we're going to make one for next week. Because this week we just wanted to explain to you guys what we are doing and how Audible is helping us out.
Yeah. So, guys, head on over to audibletrial.com/speedforce and then help us out. You guys don't have to spend anything, and you guys are helping us out, and more than you can even imagine.
Yeah, but this buys equipment for us, super mics.
Yeah,
we have a cool mic. It's kind of like we got super rod, and then we get ultra rod.
Yeah,
Pokemon, haha, which I'm talking about next, by the way.
So, with it though, we've already had 2 people get audiobooks. Danny Wheat, one of our listeners, told us that she got a book and how great we are of podcasters.
Thank you a lot, Danny. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And then who else was it? Do we know?
I don't know who the other person
Mystery.
got. I think it was actually Nate.
Nate,
the guy who's going to be hosting the Grape City Con with me.
Oh, nice. I'm sure. I guess you're one of the few people that we could say we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
But besides the Audible thing, more news came out. It's Pokemon Go related, which is awesome. It's actual news released from Nintendo. Well, more so Nintendo and the CEO of Niantic, the person who developed the game Ingress, which is like the predecessor of Pokemon Go. So I just brought up the article right here. I'm not going to read it all to you guys, but I'm just going to give you the highlight of it. First highlight is Pokemon Go is actually getting close to being done. It might actually be done right now, but they're not releasing it. What they're going to do is they're going to have the CEO of Niantic go to the Gaming Development Convention in next month. So it's not February, it'll be March. And he's actually going to have Pokemon Go on his phone. He's going to show how it works. He's going to tell everyone how the development process went and basically just everything we want to know. But the biggest thing is he's going to say the release date. Most likely it's either going to be released when he does that or maybe a few days before that convention. But the worst case scenario is he shows it off, teases us, and then says the release, doesn't say a release date, and it doesn't get released. But most likely it will be released right then.
I don't think they will release it right then. I think that, like you said last episode, that they're going to release it sometime at the end of spring or beginning of spring.
They might as well just do it February 27th.
Why?
Because it's the 20-year anniversary of Pokemon.
That's true. They could do it then.
And they've been
but
that's
the
a rumor.
convention's next month.
Yeah, I think it's mid-March too. I'm not entirely sure when the convention's taking place, but it's really close to the 20-year anniversary. I wouldn't be surprised if they release Pokemon Go on the 20th anniversary, and then near the beginning of March, they have that whole thing about how it works and development. Because I'd be more interested in it after I played it.
Yeah.
And then I get to see, I wonder how they did all this.
Yeah. We're also during the Super Bowl. There's going to be a Pokemon commercial to celebrate the 20 years. It's already been going around the internet. Everyone's already seen it a bunch of times.
There's rumors around that commercial.
So great. Why?
Because at the very end, the music cuts off cold. It does. If you play the commercial and you get to the very end of it, it's as if they took a snippet of the video out, which people are rumored to say that will be the release date of Pokemon Go. But it's a rumor. And we'll all know Sunday when the Super Bowl comes out, and we'll be like, oh, and we'll see that commercial, and all our parents will understand it until the end when they see Pokemon.
Yeah.
But
that can be you.
Yeah, but all of you guys go out there, watch the video, and then see at the very end, it just cuts off. They literally took a piece of the video out.
And there's so many great references in that entire thing. It's so great. There's so many references to Pokemon that you got to pay attention to all of them. My favorite is the whole football scene. There are 3 references in there in total. The helmet that they're wearing is the volcano badge that Blaine has. The jerseys of the guys who leave the locker hall are 19 and 96.
Is it 96? I thought it was 97.
96, 20-year anniversary.
Yeah, 96.
And as they're all walking out, they're slapping the top of the door, which says, like no one ever was. That one has 3 great references right there.
I like how one was completely anime, or the show. It wasn't the game never said that. The best way ever was. It was just the theme song to the Pokemon.
Yeah.
To the Pokemon anime. So I was laughing about that because all the references were very game related, except that one.
Yeah, it was cool. The kid playing chess, the king space was actually a Nido King. It's just great. I love the commercial. It's I can't wait for Super Bowl to watch it again. Yeah,
I'm hoping that those rumors are correct and maybe they will have a release date for Pokemon Go.
I hear that they won't because this has nothing to do with Pokemon Go. It just has to deal with that. Hey, it's been 20 years of this. This is awesome.
They imply very heavily that there will be travel involved with Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's around the world and every single kid is leaving or moving. And then at the very end, you see, kind of not really a kid, more like an adult, someone like me in their 20s, going into a stadium to have a battle.
Yeah.
And that is actually the long-term intention of Pokemon Go, is to turn it into almost some sort of sport, kind of like how League of Legends went about it, or or the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, there are tournaments for that, but they're not, popular, but they're hoping Pokemon Go might go that route and make it to some sort of tournament-based thing. Basically, real Pokemon battles.
That'd be awesome. And then, we get Kybercorp in here to make it, actually real. instead of like
holograms.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. That'd be funny. That'd be such a
those
mix
of
of
you out there
Yu-Gi-Oh!
who know what I mean by Kaibacore.
But guys, just keep an eye out for all this stuff. There is a chance, and it makes sense that it would come out on February 27th, because that would be close to when that convention's going to happen. It would be the 20th anniversary of Pokemon, and all the rumors have kind of went that route. What I'm just saying about the convention is, on the date that he does, the Niantic CEO does do that convention, the game should be finished. There should be no reason why it shouldn't be finished, because he's advertising, showing it off.
Unless they haven't even done the beta testing yet. I know that sounds dumb, but have they?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Do you know what Ingress, their next alert on the game? They have I haven't played it for a while, and I forgot the proper names for it. But basically, they give out alerts when they're going to do some major updates on Ingress, and the next update that's scheduled to happen is on February 27th.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's why a lot of people are going, maybe it's going to be released on February 27th, because that makes sense. But we'll all see. We'll all know. It's going to be tight. I cannot wait. I just hope they release it before that convention, because that just means it comes out sooner.
I know. Because I know you and I, the second it happens, you and I are just like...
I'm on board. I'm jumping. I'm a Pokemon Master after that.
You and I, we got to just go somewhere. Just you and me, we're going to go train and just start doing stuff. Go catch our first Pokemon, get a Caterpie, whatever it has to be.
I mean, if it goes out like it's supposed to be, you'd be my rival.
I don't care.
Because we start Pokemon Journey at the same time.
Well, whatever. I don't care, man. You pick first.
But I'm wondering how they're... My biggest question about Pokemon Go is how they're going to do starters. If you're going to have to go out and capture your first starter, or you're just allotted some random starter, or you actually get a Charmander, Squirtle or Bulbasaur choice.
That's what I've been questioning too since the first trailer, because...
I would like it if they just made you go catch your first Pokemon, because it means so much more.
Yeah, it's your first Pokemon. Kind of like... whenever you got to help that person in all those games where they catch their first Pokemon, like the kid catching the Ralts or the guy catching the Zigzagoon or whatever, you're just trying to... They have the emotional bond now that they caught that Pokemon.
Even, I'd be cool even if they stuck with the original starters and it was the only guaranteed catch you get in the game, where they said, you basically start Pokemon Go and then they'd be 30 meters ahead of you is, some random starter. You don't even get to choose a Squirtle, Bulbasaur, or Charmander or something.
What about this? How about this being cool? Where, I like that idea too, though.
Where you just have to travel to catch your first starter, and it's a guaranteed catch. You will get this Pokemon.
Yeah, or what if it was, you got to go 30 meters either straight, left, or right, and
to choose your starter.
It doesn't tell you what's in each of those directions. You just got to make that choice, and once you go, the other two are just gone. And now you
start your Pokemon journey, because it makes sense you'd have to travel to get your first Pokemon.
Yeah,
Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I love the whole thing. It's just how Nintendo has just been trying to get us to get up off the couch and do stuff. Here's a link cable, go meet friends, and then trade Pokemon. Oh, here's the Pokewalker. Now actually go out and walk, and you can train your Pokemon. And then they just come out with Pokemon Go, and they're like, okay, get up and go outside. Just go somewhere.
So I can't wait. I truly cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. And it also coincides with what I said last podcast, how they're going to try to make this game release close to spring when people want to be outside.
Yes, because as of right now...
it's still kind of rainy and wet.
Yeah. Well, if you talk to the East Coast, they're still being destroyed right now.
Yeah, I mean, right now is not the weather for the most part, mainly the United States, where you don't want to go out and play a game where you have to go somewhere. But,
yeah,
man, they're releasing this right when that weather would hit, and you would have the maximum amount of time. All of spring, all of summer, the whole end of fall, And then by then, you should have a pretty crazy team by that point.
You still thinking it's 151?
151?
The original.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
The Pokemon Super Bowl commercial, though, it had Lucario, which he was not in the... Yeah. It was very end, it was a Lucario, and he wasn't part of the original set of Pokemon.
That's true, so they might bring in more.
But then again, it goes to the whole, they're probably just celebrating 20 years of Pokemon.
I do like that commercial, though, because it puts them into the real, it's real.
And fun fact, they've never had a Pokemon commercial where Pikachu wasn't in it.
Was
they've
he
never
in this
had?
one?
He was at the very end of it, where he's like, "You could do that," when the dad says it to the kid, and Pikachu's in the living room with them. Yeah,
they
never.
They can't do it.
They have never had a
Pikachu.
Yeah, they never had an advertisement for Pokemon where Pikachu did not appear in it.
That's because people who've never seen Pokemon or like
he's the most iconic Pokemon.
Everyone at least knows Pikachu is Pokemon. Like even people that just call him Pikachu's, like sort of thing.
I would say right under him is probably Charizard.
Huh?
Like most recognizable of all Pokemon, like Pikachu, and then probably right under that is probably Charizard.
Maybe Mewtwo. I would say more.
Mewtwo,
more so people know Mewtwo than Charm. I know it's dumb to say that, but like,
yeah, Pikachu's number one though.
We don't live in the world where people don't know Pokemon, so
undisputable Pikachu, hands down. Like he's the Mickey Mouse of Pokemon.
Yeah, he is because they're both mouse.
And then the last bit of Pokemon news. I won't go on this one very long. Pokemon Z is rumored not to actually come out anytime soon. They actually are starting. There's talk that it'll come out 2017. My guess is probably because development of Pokemon Go has been so rushed that maybe they just put more resources towards that goal instead of Pokemon Z. But only time will tell. We'll know for sure. You know, when Pokemon Go gets released, the only news related after that will be towards Z, and we'll know a lot more about it.
Yeah, but like
we don't care as much about it than Pokemon Go.
The thing is once they release Pokemon Go, I think so many people are gonna go like, "Oh, wait, you want me to pay for a Pokemon game now?"
Well, there's actually rumors, and this is just rumor, speculation, isn't fact, but there's rumors that they're going to try to have Pokemon Z be connected with the new Nintendo system that's coming out, the NX or whatever.
Oh, the NX?
And
yeah.
What they're going to try to do also is have Pokemon Go also be able to connect to the game and the NX or whatever. I forget what the name of the new Wii console is, but
yeah, no, it's the Nintendo NX.
But not from the point where you could trade Pokemon to Pokemon Go, but from the point where you get the Pokemon Go Pokemon and battle with them.
I don't want to get a new console.
I'm not going to get a new console. The Pokemon Go is a standalone title. It's just an added benefit. If you get more Nintendo stuff, you
obviously
could do a little
I'm
more.
Getting the watch, the Poke Watch or whatever thing.
Yeah, and there's also talk that maybe you could replace the skin of that watch with something that's less kiddish, because
I'm putting purple on it with making a Master Ball.
If you're 30 and you're into this and you don't want to be wearing a Pokeball on your wrist, there's talk that maybe you could make those skins adjustable. You could put just an adult looking skin or even more kiddish skins or funny looking ones. I would do fun ones. I would make it kiddish, but I'm 20, so I'm 22, so I can do whatever I want.
I mean, if you're embarrassed that you're carrying around a little Pokeball on your wrist, I think this isn't the correct game for you.
Yeah.
But I think you need to get your priorities on that.
I think that's enough on Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
we're exciting news.
Flash podcast.
We are a Flash podcast. It's just super exciting news because we've been waiting forever for actual news about it.
So, first up, we got an email. I'm going to read the email and then you read the Facebook post. I reconsidered it because there's a reference in here that you won't get.
Oh, okay. By the way, guys, I did not watch Arrow this week yet.
He hasn't even watched Supergirl.
Supergirl. I've been very busy. Math homework. Ugh. But we're not going to talk a lot about Arrow and Supergirl this week.
No.
Not that we talk about Supergirl very often anyways.
But we're going to be soon.
Well, yeah.
Now we are.
Confirmed crossover coming up.
So, what I heard is that now with the crossover thing, and then everyone was like, oh my god, could you imagine where they do a 4-night crossover with Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow? And my first thought was, yes, that would be awesome. And then my second thought was...
a TV movie would be cool.
True, but my second thought also would be, oh no, then we would have to do a 4-hour podcast. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that would be very difficult.
No, please no.
But I mean, if they do it, we gotta do what we gotta do.
Oh my god, that sounds so terrifying to do. It would be a 4-hour podcast.
I wouldn't mind a TV movie.
Yeah, let's
because if it's 4 different shows, it'd be really hard to
just throw it in on Friday night. There's no other shows.
But would it be pretty epic that every night there'd be an episode continuing from the previous episodes?
And what if it all just has to deal with them just destroying Vandal Savage, and on the final Legends of Tomorrow night is when they do it?
I imagine they would do something like that for Crisis.
Oh, the Crisis event. If these shows continue on for long...
this season is not going to happen.
No.
They've referenced that Barry's going to die soon, but soon for Eobard Thawne, it could be 100 years. What's soon to him, honestly? Yeah. A time traveler.
So, we have an email here from our good buddy Mel. Hey, Phil and Anthony. I barely caught this week's episode because I was so busy. What I was able to catch was a little underwhelming. I could totally agree. This episode was a little underwhelming for my taste, too. What I noticed is that this show has a lot of drama, while Arrow is just, bum, 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 just, all action.
Well, they've switched roles too.
A lot
Last
of the time.
season, it was the opposite.
Yeah, the Olicity stuff. Yeah. I was never a fan of Tar Pit as a villain, and I wasn't too hot in the way he was in the show. I feel they did
I thought they did a good job on him.
Yeah,
I like how Joe defeated him.
Yeah, I like because every superhero has that villain. He has Tar Pit. Batman has Clayface. Spider-Man has Sandman. It's kind of like a thing,
like an Earth-based villain
that can't be fully destroyed, sort of thing. And I know Superman has one, but I can't think of it right now.
Who is it? All of them have someone like that. Is it Grodd?
No, Grodd's Flash, but in
Grodd. I'm thinking of the undead dude.
Solomon Grundy?
Yeah, Grundy.
He's Green Lantern.
Oh, see, that's his.
Yeah.
There's always some sort of like, I guess like tankish villain.
But he goes into saying, I think the show has evolved in its season and a half run that it has surpassed the need to link every metahuman to the particle accelerator. Well, as of right now, what else would they have set up that someone got their powers? They've had only one person in the entire Arrowverse that has had powers that weren't linked to the particle accelerator, and that was that Deathbolt guy who shot lasers from his eyes. He wasn't part of the particle accelerator.
Trying to think. I mean,
how could they do it?
They went a good route though. They said he was buried for 2 years, so he should be the last particle accelerator villain to emerge. Just fresh, like I'm evil, I'm angry, particle accelerator. You know, because they're going to bring Mirror Master in, and I'm assuming he's going to get his powers from the particle accelerator.
No, I don't think Mirror Master's. I think
he's going to be tech based.
I think he's going to be tech with Cap and Heat. I think he's going to be just like them, where it's. Tech.
Yeah, I think this might be the last particle accelerator.
You never know. Cisco could create a mirror gun. Yeah. He always creates these guns that get used by villains.
On top of that, we could also have metas who are just smart and basically just didn't turn to crime right away. Like, learn to use their powers and just keep it very low key. You know, even if they want to be bad guys, they're still, like, not noticed in comparison to what other things are going on.
Yeah.
AKA, like, Weather Wizard.
Yeah.
Like, villains like that are doomed from the start. You gotta learn to master your powers completely, like the Flash did, slowly and gradually, and then you can't be defeated. You're hard to be defeated, at least. But yeah, no, I kind of agree. Tar Pit seemed rushed. That's all right.
The scenes between Iris and Pete the Boss Ross, a.k.a. Wally West, were repetitive. Pardon the Smallville Season 3 reference. I get that reference. I like it. You never saw Smallville. You really should. It's really good.
Nope.
No, but it was a friend of Clark's that went into drag racing. And, like, he had this special type of NOS that always made it so he won. And it was, like, a kryptonite NOS. But, like, everything...
So he, like, cheated.
Yeah, it's just like Wally. But, like, everything in Smallville had to do with kryptonite. I like, what Mel's complaining here about the particle accelerator, like, every metahuman has to deal with that. But in Smallville... everything pretty much was linked to kryptonite. And that's how people got powers. That's how anything happened, was due to kryptonite.
It's a writer's convenience.
Yeah.
Those writers have a hard job.
I also want to see Iris act like more of Lois Lane wannabe. Yeah, I could see it. Just getting into the action and just going up to, like, the biggest person and punching him in the face. That was the best thing about Smallville, is that Lois didn't care at all. She just walked up to the biggest person in there and just, like, decked him because she knew, oh, I'm not gonna die. Superman's gonna save me, sort of thing. But she also could handle herself, too.
Iris had a smart move when she kind of approached, like, the big baddie.
Yeah, I thought that she was doing really well with her job.
Like, she recorded the whole conversation saying, you know, if anything happens to me, like, you're going to be completely at fault on this. And she actually got him to confess to some things on that recording. But still, kind of wish she died this episode. Just saying, I don't like Iris that much.
Dude, come on.
I just don't like her. Like, her character is, like, it's so late. Her character should have been developed a while back.
Yeah.
And it's like, right now, she's getting the development that every character had in Season 1 now. And it seems like she's just far behind everyone. And plus, she chases Wally out of the house, which kind of was messed up.
Yeah. I was a little bored until the awesome moment when Wells revealed that he stole Barry's bead, and Joe went Mike Tyson on him, which I thought was funny because Wells pretty much held his own against Jay. He held his own against Jay, and then Joe comes in there and just drops Wells.
Then again, at the time, we didn't know Jay was dying.
Yeah.
So maybe Jay wasn't like...
Jay wasn't at top speed.
He wasn't at top speed, and he's feeling kind of weak. So if anything, we finally learned what's wrong with Jay. He has chromosomal damage.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened to Barry when they took out 2% of his Speed Force.
There was no Jay this episode.
Yeah. There's been a rumor going around that Jay is Zoom. Because every episode Zoom's in, Jay happens to not be in. But Jay had to fight Zoom, and Zoom took his speed, and why would Jay even go to Earth 2 and help him?
There was actually proof of them against each other, and it wasn't just like a ploy of like speed mirage like Wells did. This was actually the two of them running through the street and everything. We saw that video.
Yeah, so that I'm saying that's a debunked theory out there. And there's another theory that Hunter Zolman is Zoom, which was brought up last podcast. It just doesn't work with the timeline because Hunter Zolman existed on Earth 1, and the breaches when they happen, it just doesn't line up. Like, the breaches can't happen, and Zoom can't been a part of Earth 2 before the breaches happen.
TT.
Yeah, what, TT?
Time travel.
Oh, time travel? Yeah, I guess if he went forward in time to when the breaches existed and then went to Earth 2 and then went back in time on Earth 2, then yeah, that could work. But I'm thinking this Hunter Zolman character that they're going to have is going to be a Professor Zoom. Yeah. And he's going to have a different identity. This Flash is more like what they call him, it was like the Black Flash or whatever, that steals
the rival. The rival?
No, we talked about this a long time ago. I think it was.
Oh my God.
I think his name was the Black Flash because
he
wore a black costume.
He was like the death.
Yeah,
for the speedsters.
Yeah, that's who I think this is, and they're just calling him Zoom. Yeah, I think it might be Henry Allen.
It's Henry Allen, Earth 1.
Yeah, but
Earth 2. Sorry.
Man, he was creepy this episode.
He's always creepy. He scares me so much.
We'll get to that though later.
It all led to the moment Barry declared that they were going to Earth 2, which pretty much made up for the part where I was bored and dissatisfied. Well, that's all for now. Have a good show, guys. Mel. But like the underwhelm, why is no one ever just whelmed?
I don't know. Well, Mel, I can see your points. Personally, I think this was much better than 2 episodes ago, where nothing happened the whole episode. When me and Phil were like legitimately bored doing the podcast.
We were trying to get through the episode.
Yeah, it's like our pre-show was more exciting than the actual podcast or commentary of it. But I don't know. I kind of like this episode. I like seeing Iris get stabbed. That was one. I like seeing Wally actually finally develop as a character. And on top of that, we get to see Wells be a part of the team finally.
Yeah.
And he gets punched by Joe, which was pretty cool.
And that time he didn't miss.
Joe gets to beat up Wells, but Joe basically beats up Reverse Flash, kind of, and Tar Pit. He gets to beat them both up, and they're like maybe a minute apart. And we get to see him do it both. It was great. I love Joe. I love Joe. He's great, and his meta power is awesome.
I know. I didn't even see him in that one scene. That he just walked in and just punched him in the face.
His power is to exist outside a frame.
Oh my God, that's just video production humor right there.
Yeah, it's great.
So we got another message here from our fan Colt.
We haven't heard from you in a while, Colt.
Yeah, he's just disappeared.
Yeah, we were talking about how maybe like you and Mel possibly like died and got brought back by the Lazarus Pit, and now you're finally emailing us back.
Yeah,
I would love to hear your guys' 3-part story on that. But okay, so this is from Colt Browncoat.
Yep. Yeah, we already talked about that. Yeah. Go.
Okay. So explanation mark. So Flash and Supergirl have had a crossover announced. Yay! This could mean a few things. Let's not get carried away with the implications. Let's get the facts and possibilities straight. I like how you worded that.
So first up, real quick, the episode title is World's Finest, which is the comic title for Batman and Superman.
That is.
The only difference is with Batman and Superman, there's an apostrophe between the D and the S. For this episode, there's no apostrophe. Do you know what that means?
No.
They're the finest of both their worlds.
Oh.
So it is going to be going into alternate universe, I believe.
What if, like, Supergirl is an Earth 2 person?
I doubt it. Jay would have brought her up by now. And so far on Supergirl, they would have brought up there's a Flash over.
Aquaman probably would have been brought up too, because Jay's brought up Aquaman.
Yeah.
Alright, so possibility 1. This all happens in Earth 1. Supergirl is officially part of the Flash, Arrow, Constantine, Legends universe. I like how you got them all in there. And the door is open to Superman, which means eventually Batman is on the table. Ooh, or Robin. That'd be cool. and Wonder Woman, but a few people care enough for that to be a serious issue.
See, I want Nightwing in Arrow. I want him to show up.
Nightwing would be a cool
addition to Arrow.
Yeah, because it's a non-super, it's a non-meta based person just thrown in.
Can you imagine them like chasing like somebody and they end up in Bloodhaven and they're like him and Diggle are watching someone on a roof running and they're like, okay, we're gonna strike in just a sec. And then out of nowhere, this guy in just all black spandex with like a blue bird on his chest just starts beating the guy with sticks and then disappears, and then just like Diggle and Oliver just look at each other like the blue birdie beat him, just like
the blue birdie. That's great.
But I think he would fit in really well. Like they could have like an episode arc with like Nightwing showing up,
and then it'd be like a Batman character without them using Batman in a way, because it's like they can't use Batman and they can't use Superman. I mean, Colt, I agree that they are on the table, but this table is very large, and they're the very corner of the table, and everything else is blocking them, all the napkins and food and everything, and then all of our heroes that we know are just all together.
Yeah.
Because it's like, they can't use them. It's just sad they can't, but they just can't use them. But, okay, possibility 2. Flash is doing the story that involves them time traveling. Oh, sorry. I read that wrong. Flash is doing the story that involves them traveling to other worlds. Flash crossing over is announced, but Arrow is not. It's not impossible that Supergirl is on another world and Flash visits. So yeah, that does make sense. Flash just basically world hops.
Yeah, which is pretty likely because the episode that is going to happen is March 28th. And if it is confirmed that these are going to be crossover episode where Supergirl is also going to appear on Flash, you and I are going to have to talk about a possibility of another.
And by that point, maybe Vibe will be heavily established, and he could see across, the multiverse. So
maybe that's why they have to go, is Cisco has like a Vibe from a universe, and he's just like, hey, there's like this like really hot blonde chick that's flying around who needs our help. And just, can you imagine him and Wynn becoming like best friends?
I could.
And then him and Kat having an argument over what to name the supervillain?
So... yeah, I could see all that. I could.
Yeah.
And where am I? So they visit another world. If this is the case, they can safely keep to the everything is on the table, but the Trinity. So the Trinity being
Bat, Soups, and Wonder.
Yeah, they can't use them. That's what. Oh, I wish they could. And
CW has already said, hey, we can't use the Trinity.
Yeah, and keep Soups out of the CW verse as was intended. We won't know unless it's specifically stated or till the episode airs, so let's keep this in mind. Very, very good email, Cole. I like how you had 2 possibilities, and both are 2 that can actually happen. I'm leaning more towards the alternate world one, but at the same time, for writers' convenience, if they ever do it again, it'd be easier if they're all in the same world.
Here's what I'm saying.
If they want to do 2 crossovers.
Are you familiar with Infinite Crisis? It's different than Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Infinite Crisis.
Infinite Crisis?
I remember. I'm just getting them all mixed up. Explain.
It's cool. Infinite Crisis is a lot like the 52 universe, where they merged like different Earths together, and like people got rewritten in different ways and everything. So, what if they do a merge of Earth? Right now, I'm just going to call it Earth S with Supergirl because it's highly doubtful that they're going to make it Earth 3. Earth 3 is the evil universe. What they could do is, like on Earth S and Earth 1 are merged. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm trying to think if they make Metropolis
if I can answer, I could easily remind you of that. Earth, due to Infinite Crisis, that's how Keystone and Central City became connected.
Wait, where's Supergirl? She's not in Metropolis.
She's in National City.
They make National City like legitimately way, way far. Like they make it almost like continents away, like or some across the Earth or something like that. Well, then it would make sense if they were on the same Earth. They were just so far apart they've never interacted.
Well, we need to figure this out. I know it's hard to do because it's like
fictional
geography.
Yeah.
But we know that Flash and Arrow, Central City and Star City are 6,000 miles away from each other,
which is ridiculously far.
Yeah. Which Barry can run in about 6 minutes.
a minute, 1,000. Every minute he travels like 1,000 miles.
Okay, I'm here.
I'm not sure how they're going to quite go about this. I think for just like I said, writer's convenience again, it'd make more sense to keep them all on the same Earth, because if they ever want to do a second crossover event, if this one works out, then it would just be easier.
That's why I'm saying, like, keep them separate right now, and then, easily, Cisco's main power. He can vibrate the universe so much that it causes a temporal rift into the multiverse, merging Earth S and Earth 1. What about that?
It would have to be a huge event, though.
Yeah.
They would have to build up to that event, which, I don't know. I don't really know.
Are right now.
I'm going to say it. I think they're only doing this crossover event because Supergirl's failing.
You think so?
I think that their target audience didn't work out as well, and the Supergirl franchise is starting to show like lack of interest. So they're bringing it to the most popular superhero show that's out right now.
On the DC page, I did see a lot of people saying, "Great, now I have to watch Supergirl," like all that. So I'm like, okay, so
I mean, they brought Martian Manhunter, and that's what brought me into it, and I didn't want to watch it until I heard about that.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna put that out there. Maybe Supergirl isn't doing as well as they'd hoped, and they're thinking, well, we'll bring it to the Flash because the Flash is doing better than everyone expected, and we'll bring new audience to Supergirl.
Yeah,
because it isn't a bad show, but it's a show that doesn't draw in people as well as the Flash.
It's different. It has such a different feel to it.
It's more upbeat girl comedy drama, and
what I heard is it's like Gilmore Girls with superpowers.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. It's again, and the target audience for superheroes don't like, they're mainly just guys, and except Danny. Thank you for listening to our podcast.
And my friend Cassie.
And Cassie. I don't know if you listen to our podcast, but thank you.
And Jess.
And
I know a lot of females who like comic books.
But it's like, but they don't watch Supergirl. It's like the Supergirl idea maybe didn't work out as well as they planned. Yeah, that's my guess of why they're doing this. So that's why I don't know about alternate worlds or if they're going to keep them all in the same world. Because I think this is just a ditch effort to get Supergirl more fans before the show ends up going under and getting canceled, like Constantine.
I think no, they haven't yet. I'm trying to think if they've been confirmed for a season 2 yet, and they haven't, because the confirmation doesn't come till around March usually, is when this episode's gonna happen. This episode's gonna happen March 28th. So
a month,
huh?
Like a little bit more, month and a half from now.
Yeah, they haven't even filmed it yet. They're getting ready to film it soon.
I'm glad they're doing it though. It sounds interesting. I want to see it.
Real quick, you've heard that Kevin Smith is going to be directing a Flash episode soon, right?
Do you think it'll be that one?
How awesome! Tell me how awesome that would be if Kevin Smith directed the crossover episode.
He could probably single-handedly save Supergirl.
Yeah. Do you know how much of a nerd he is?
He's super nerd.
Everybody knows he's a nerd, but I just found out what his daughter's name is.
Wow, what's her name?
Harley Quinn Smith.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
He actually got her from the set prop of Harley Quinn's bat.
That is funny.
That's Kevin Smith right there, guys.
Hey, Kevin Smith, if you like us and listen to us, we'd love to have you on the podcast. Just throwing it out there. We will go out of our way to have you on the podcast.
Fat Man on Batman. Hit him up, guys. He has his own he has a podcast. It's Fat Man on Batman.
Oh, that's great. Called. That's great. That's golden. We'll be on your podcast if you prefer that. But either way, just to talk to you would be awesome.
Did you see last week's episode of Legends of Tomorrow?
Yeah, the part 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch that.
Okay, real quick, guys. We're going to be spoiling that right now.
Well, we really can't. Is that Jason Ritter's territory? I don't like to step into his area. I know he's having a little trouble with his co-host. Hey, Jason, just a word of advice out there, and I'm about to pat Phil on the back pretty hard on this one. Our podcast went through a lot of issues. Phil started this, and he had multiple problems with co-hosts where he just couldn't get them interested or involved as much as he'd like.
My biggest problem was Sword. That one was difficult.
Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it didn't even go that well. Flash was way better alternative. Like, honestly, Flash worked out way good.
Yeah,
like,
I had to cancel that podcast.
This podcast would have failed multiple times if it wasn't for Phil's straight stubbornness to keep it alive. And there's been many times where I have been a big problem on the podcast, and because of Phil, I've stayed on. So don't give up, man. And if you keep trying, eventually things will work out. But you just got to keep trying. We weren't that big of a podcast, and now we're slowly becoming bigger. Yeah. And it was a very gradual process. It didn't happen in one step. Yeah. I read this on the wall of the kids' room that I tutor. Or I tutor kids in middle school, and they have inspirational stuff on the wall, and it says the escalator to success is broken. You're just going to have to take it one step at a time. And that's what this podcast is like, one step at a time.
Escalators.
I know everyone likes the escalator. So
elevators are even easier.
From Speedforce to what's his podcast?
Chrononauts.
To Chrononauts, I say never give up, bro. Just keep trying. It'll work out. Oh, see, our inspirational thing for everybody.
Yeah.
Yay!
Guys, go download audiobooks.
Yeah, go download audiobooks on Audible.
audibletrial.com/Speedforce.
Make sure to use the /Speedforce.
Yeah. Do the /Speedforce. That helps us out.
But yeah, I don't want to step on his turf because he's got a lot to talk about on that show. But
yeah.
I could say that show's awesome. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. That's good. 3 watch it's.
I'll throw in one.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Woo!
Yeah. So, let's do some Flash.
All right. So guys, I'm about to start the episode. Get your clickers ready, your play button started. In 3, 2, 1, go.
My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest man alive. So, I saw a little thing online where it's him running, and how they actually shoot it, and he has a green treadmill that he runs on, and a green backstrap and everything, and they're he's just jogging on it, and they're like, okay, go, and they speed it up, and he's just trying to keep up with it and not trip.
That's great.
It's great. That's so cool that they're doing that.
And having running on that, they can literally put him on any background too.
Yeah,
walls and stuff.
You know what's interesting is we never see him going up walls anymore. Barry?
That's a bummer. It was really
we
cool
rarely
when he did.
see it anymore.
How long was our pre-show?
40 minutes.
Oh, geez. They're just getting longer and longer, huh?
Yeah, everyone loves our pre-show.
Well, it's kind of we basically combined the post and pre-show together.
Yeah.
And now our end of our show is very short.
So here's Turtle. I like Turtle. And now Turtle's dead.
I'm still wondering exactly how he's going to use that. I had
He did. He already used it. It was the speed dampener that stole Barry's speed.
Oh. See, I wasn't sure if he was just going to form a meta power with it.
So this was 2 years ago at the tar pit plant or whatever. And
this guy's a jerk. Why do you even drop him?
Both of these guys are jerks. Seriously.
The other guy was surprised, though. He was like, why'd you drop him? I thought you said you weren't. And I was like, I say a lot of things.
Yeah, no offense, but these guys look like who Jesse Pinkman just rolls around with.
They do.
Right?
Anyone watching Breaking Bad gets that. Anyone who doesn't, we can't support Breaking Bad. It's kind of over PG. But it's a great show. Side show to watch of the week, Breaking Bad, if you haven't. And if you're over 18. All right.
So they throw Joseph into or Joey. That's his name. They throw Joey into the tar pit.
I thought you said you weren't going to kill him. I say
a lot of things. Yeah.
It's just what? That's so messed up. And it happens to me when the particle accelerator goes off, and
then they're like, "We need to get in the car, go, go, go!" Which is smart that they had the guy who runs the drag racing being the driver right now.
Then we get the 2 lightning bolts going off.
We always know where both those lightning bolts go.
I'm still wondering how Wally's going to get his powers.
There are multiple ways that this could happen.
There's the original way?
Well, when I was on Good Day Sacramento, we did talk about how it could be the fact that I think I heard a rumor that Wally's just going to get trapped in the middle of a fight between Flash and Zoom, and the Speed Force energy is going to connect to him, and he's going to get powers. Or it could... Oh, All the Broken Hearts in the World Still Beat. That's the song Girls Chase Boys. I looked it up.
My only, theory on how Wally will get his powers is a result of Jay getting back his powers.
Maybe.
He somehow gets involved in an accident with them.
So we have a little reference here to Coast City Pizza because they're the best in the West. They reference that in another episode where Barry goes and gets the pizza. And I had one of, my highest tweets ever where it was Barry likes his pizza like his women, best of the West.
That's a good one.
Right? So, Wally's saying, oh, I wanted to be an astronaut because it's as fast as you could get, that any human can go. And he's like, if not that, I wanted to be a scramjet pilot because they also, it's flying on oxygen or whatever.
They're pretty much setting up Wally to be a speedster
He's
from
a
this
speed
one
demon
episode.
right now. It's all he wants is speed. He wants to go fast, and that's all he wants to do is
My
go
name
fast.
is Ricky Bobby. That's what I keep thinking about. They just made a cool, not comedy Ricky Bobby here. He's Wally West.
If you ain't first, you're last. Which usually in drag racing, it's 2 cars. So if you aren't first, you are last.
And you don't have a car anymore normally at the end of it. Phil almost spit on his water when I say that.
Thanks, dude.
Casualties of the podcast.
we choke on water and die.
Oh yeah, guys, we forgot to talk about this, and I'm gonna just make it real quick. If you guys forgot, we had the GoFundMe thing going on, and you guys can go there and donate to the podcast. And there's actually a video that I edited that we put up there. That's about it. You guys can look it up on the Facebook page when you want. Oh, right here is when Iris just like becomes like a jerk.
If you guys can go to gofundme.com/Speedforce podcast.
Yeah, and there's a GoFundMe. We didn't talk about it because you guys already know. Just bringing it up.
So Iris is just being a jerk, and Joe's just trying to be friends with him before he tries to be a father. Oh, so I heard this. So what I've learned from Turtle's Brain, podcast hosted by Harry Wells. I want Harry to do a podcast.
That would be great. Was it Tom Cavanaugh?
I know Tom Cavanaugh hosts a podcast.
You should be on our podcast.
He hosts a podcast with his friend Michael Ian Black, where it's like Mike and Tom eat snacks.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, they just eat snacks and just talk.
That's pretty much our pre-show. Except we just do the addition of commentary.
Yeah.
Earlier, I tried to play Star Wars like Episode 1 for my family, and I accidentally played the one with commentary, and just the first thing was just like, "This is Star Wars." Some weird like voice just comes up, and I was thinking in my head, "Do we sound like that?"
Yes.
Yes, I think we do. I think we do.
It's cool but everyone loves our podcast though, right, guys?
Yay! I hear them screaming.
Yeah, they're all screaming right now.
They're all, "Yay! We like it."
There's a podcast I listen to, Critical Hit, where like every episode starts off with, "Okay, what happened last time?" and like everybody chimes in as the group on Critical Hit, and like they want all their fans doing it, which I usually do if like no one's around. But like today, I was listening to it while in my fitness class, and I was like, "Oh, I have to not say it this time."
So we get speed reading.
That's annoying.
Like a legit speed reading, and it's pretty cool. So basically, Barry can memorize what he reads for like 30 minutes, and then his short-term memory loses it because he only learned it in his short-term memory.
Yeah.
Most of the time when people read a whole book, it goes into long-term memory, if you guys get into psychology or brain or how it works.
You guys should read my book.
But just so you guys know,
Freshman Fiasco.
It's so Barry's brain doesn't overheat that he forgets this knowledge. And every like 30 minutes, he kind of has to refresh himself and speed read again. So Iris,
I like that.
Iris.
It was great.
They should just replace her with Earth 2 Iris. I don't even care what she does.
Keep saying that.
I don't care what she does. Like, even if she doesn't die this episode, just switch them.
I think she's dating Barry.
You know, that would make sense. And then they would hint that this Iris doesn't have to.
Yeah.
You know, and leave Barry's options open, like he's not destined to be with Iris. I don't know. I always just found it weird that they made them step-siblings. If they weren't step-siblings, I think I would like Iris's character a lot more. It was just a weird way to write it in.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So, right here we're getting Wally drag racing. They call him Taillights.
I like that name. It's a cool name, because that's all they see of him.
I like, Kid Flash.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What if they actually, when he becomes a superhero, he just goes by Taillights?
That'd be funny. Because, like, even the Flash had different names for a short period of time, like the Scarlet Speedster and the Streak.
The Blur.
The Blur, yeah.
Oliver, the Vigilante, the Hood.
She did this so obvious with her phone. Like, she got so, like,
and
caught.
He didn't even notice. No, he didn't catch it.
He didn't catch it? I thought he looked at her.
No, he was just, like, looking around, and he's like, And then, like, she shows the photo to him.
Oh, we get Oliver, Mayor.
Oh, yeah,
reference.
Cool little thing. But, in all honesty, I was watching this episode today, and I was like, would anybody really care?
Not really.
Like, this is a city 6,000 miles away and a mayoral run.
Well, maybe it's because he got shot up at, like, it's, like, national news at this point.
And he's also a billionaire?
Yeah, maybe it's just because of all that. Like, it isn't a normal mayor, like,
but I know
campaign.
Not, like, all billionaires are known. Like, do you know all the billionaires of, like, the U.S.?
Not really.
Because if you think about it,
I mean, when Arnold Schwarzenegger ran for governor in California, I mean, everyone in the United States knew about it because he was a popular person.
Yeah, or what about, like, in the comics, when, like, Batman was revealed to be Bruce Wayne, there was someone in there who's like, who's Bruce Wayne? Like, I don't even know who that is.
That is a good point. Yeah, it is a bit weird. I think they just want to throw an Arrow reference in here, and they just found one spot. But I like this how he comes back and how he just looks all like, he looks messed up.
He looks like he's covered in tar.
He needs a shower. before this part where he talks about like how like painful it was trying to breathe tar and his eyes boiling and all this, I'm not kidding you guys. I straight was talking to my friend Joey, who's in the room watching this with me, and I told him the great part about The Flash is it's a very family friendly show. And then like this came up, and I had to like defend it almost, and I was just like, this is difficult to defend. Like he's talking about his eyeballs like boiling and stuff, and him like swallowing hot tar. I was like, geez.
Yeah, it wasn't a good sign.
But this is a family show, like more so than Arrow and Constantine.
Our podcast is also.
Yeah, our podcast is sometimes.
one episode a season.
Yeah, one episode a season. What episode? Oh yeah, there'll be Killing Joke.
We're doing Killing Joke this year.
That'll be the uncensored.
Because it's actually rated R. So
yeah, don't watch it if you can't watch rated R stuff.
Kids.
Yeah, there'll be crazy things happening on this podcast. We will jump out of your headphones and punch you in the face. You won't see it coming, but it will happen. Just be ready.
You're so weird. So they realized the coroner guy came in and said, he died from a second thing, but they couldn't decide what it was. And Barry's like, yeah, I figured they wouldn't because it's a meta. Like, they wouldn't know it's a meta. And he's like, I'll take it back to Cisco. He'll do something. He'll figure it out. He'll name him.
I like how Barry has like all this free time now to actually like do his job and like help with the science and
Why
stuff.
does he have free time?
Because he broke up with his girl.
His girl broke up with him.
That's not how Barry tells it.
He's like, I'm too quick, girl.
So we
you
were
too
city.
slow.
What is it? What real city is that? Do you know? I think we talked about it a long time ago.
Wait, where they're actually filming this? The same place that they filmed Arrow, Vancouver.
Vancouver? And did they like digitally put Star Labs in there and stuff?
Yeah, Star Labs isn't real.
Oh man.
I think it might be. I don't know. I'm not from Vancouver, so I don't know.
How are they on level 600? I just saw like a sign back there that said they're on level...
It's always level 600, but I don't know what that actually means.
What are the other 599 floors?
Real quick, I love this. Cisco created a device that helps him alert when metas are like attacking it or whatnot. And
people could talk about it and stuff. It's like a social app. Too.
Yeah, so like anytime someone talks about metahumans, it just pops up on here.
He talks about how he made Tinder for metahumans.
Did I just make the metahuman Tinder? Yeah. That's not something I want to get into.
That would be pretty cool.
That's a swipe right, depending on what power.
It's
like, I love this.
You swipe left and literally they show up at your door like why'd you swipe me bad, like why'd you say no, dislike,
I'm gonna kill you. Just like, oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, never swipe left to a teleporter.
Peekaboo shows up. Oh man,
just slaps you and disappears and you're just like, ow.
And then like teleports again, appears, slaps you again. Stop it.
I want a super like.
What?
It's like I want a super like on Tinder.
Did she come back this season at all?
I don't know.
I think she has, but I don't remember. I think so.
Did she die?
No.
She one of the few that didn't.
No, I know she escaped during the like breakout, but I don't know where she went.
So we're at a point now in the episode where Joe's talking to Iris, and basically Joe doesn't want to lose his relationship with Wally,
and so Iris wants to.
Well, she doesn't really want to, but she
wants to save her brother's life.
She's trying to be she's kind of trying to be like a parent and his sister at the same time because Joe isn't being a parent.
Which worked in the comics because he was 11.
Wasn't she his aunt?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's weird. They kind of going past the comics on this one.
Did you hear that they put season 2 of Young Justice on Netflix now?
They did?
Yeah, and if everyone keeps watching it like repeatedly or whatever, they're considering making number 3.
They should. It was a good show.
Bring Wally back.
It was really, really dumb that they canceled it. It was like when I don't know, they took off Toonami on Cartoon Network. Very dumb choice.
Okay, so Barry won't stop talking, and he's just annoying Wells so much.
And then he does the speed read again in front of him.
He's like, God, I hate you so much. Opposite. I knew that. I'm gonna kill you.
It's like, that's really annoying.
I'm already turning against you.
That's great.
I like how he can't type fast, though.
Yeah, he was typing like he
Do you
doesn't
see
know
how
how to
happy
type.
he is? Like, he's so happy right now. It's weird.
It's like upbeat. He likes chilling with Wells.
The last Wells was a real mentor to me. He was like a father. I believed everything. And he's just like, okay, I'm done. And then just, wait, And then throws his eraser at Barry.
I think Wells is mad because he likes Barry, and he knows he's betraying him. And that's what's getting him real angry.
That and Barry's looking at him like a father, and Wells is like, I already have a kid. I can't see that one. It's being tortured.
I can't wait the next week when they go to Earth 2.
There's a picture of Barry and like Cisco like taking a selfie with something from Earth 2 that's only Earth 2 related, and they're like, "This is funny."
Yeah, I was thinking about it. If Wells could steal 2% of Barry's Speed Force, why couldn't he inject that into Jay just to stop it, like just enough to stop him from dying? You know?
Because at that point Barry was not there.
Well, like at this point, why hasn't that been a thought that went through their head in that episode? Like, hey, you know, like he could take 2% of my Speed Force. It seems like they were implying that Barry could heal from that.
Yeah,
it was that small amount. So why not just give Jay just regular injections of the Speed Force through Barry? I don't know, get him down 100 miles per hour, yeah, but Jay gets to live.
So they just named him Tar Pit. And this is like one of the 2 scenes that we get with Caitlin this episode.
Yeah, Caitlin's not in this episode at all.
Because Jay's not there. She's pretty much with Jay during this episode, I'm figuring.
Yeah. Trying to figure out, like, if he's dying
how we can save him or whatnot.
Is she wearing Jay's jacket?
I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it. Do you go the wrong way and then the right way again?
I think you put on the costume.
Oh, okay. Seriously, put it in the ring.
And how's he stealing it from a distance like that? I was curious on that one.
It's the dampener that's on the suit right behind the logo.
So, right but like it seems like, you know, it's really far distance to be able to steal that Speed Force. Like I thought he would have to take the dampener off and then collect it.
Yeah. So we have this like girl who's like on whatever MetaHuman Tinder or whatever, and she's recording the whole thing.
That really helped out Cisco though. I mean, that was a smart app.
Yeah.
Yummy.
No, it was a joke that the other person called on him when he was dying.
That's funny.
He's like, no, I gotta stop this.
I was surprised that Barry could notice that 2% of his speed was gone. Like, you know, like he started feeling winded and it was actually affecting him.
Yeah, it was actually affecting him.
Seems like such a small amount, but imagine how dramatic Jay's health has been affected by losing all of it.
I love it. Barbecue, because he's starting to get comedic a little bit. Hit me with your best shot.
I don't know if that was meant to be for that song.
It was. Deal with it. Very, very like Pat Benatar.
Yeah. Subtitles, let us have a little liberties with it. I'm melting.
Evil witch.
Oh, for real.
Look, they connect a high five.
Yeah.
Remember last time he high fived Felicity? It was a total failure. It was just a total whiff.
Oh, so that's what 2% of Speed Force looks like.
You're coming home, Jesse.
See, I'm wondering also, I'm thinking maybe when Jay gets his speed back, maybe they just do it all in one big event. Like Jesse, Jay, and Wally all in the same location at the same time, and they all become speedsters.
Oh.
You know?
Think of it this way. What if, like, when they kill Zoom, like, all the excess Speed Force goes into the nearest people?
That would make sense.
Yeah. So now Jay has a sidekick on Earth 2. He has Jesse. And Barry now has a sidekick with Wally.
That would make sense. It'd be cool.
What's going to happen to Caitlin? Like, if Jay goes back to Earth 2, you think she's going to go? Oh, who's the best hacker you know? Felicity Smoke. What's wrong with you guys? That's not friendship.
Well, it's true. It's like she is the best hacker.
Yeah.
She's such a good hacker that they were considering calling her Oracle. And she's not.
But that name was already taken.
Yeah, the name was already taken, yeah. Which implies that...
she exists?
Yeah, she exists.
But, like, they can't make it exist. Like, it was just a joke for, like, the fans.
But Oracle could exist and go into their universe because she's a free-range character to grab.
Like Nightwing.
No, like Nightwing.
They could do Nightwing's story without Batman easily.
You know, Barbara Gordon could exist in this universe and they could move her over there. And it's before she became Batgirl, so she's not, like, directly with Batman.
Yeah.
She's associated with Batman. Just like Nightwing.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. That'd be funny to see Felicity and Oracle kind of be at heads, like both like the best hackers.
They're both like hacking stuff. They have a hack off where like they're both set up on computers across from each other. They're like, oh, I got this, and then they just roll around in the wheelchair and do a lap real quick.
have a wheelchair battle.
Oracle is just decked out with like equipment, and Felicity's isn't.
Yeah,
Because
funny.
I know with Oracles, she has batons strapped to her. It's like hidden.
It's like she was Batgirl. She was actually like, I don't know, like useful.
Yeah.
At one time, like
Felicity never was useful.
she's as useful as she's ever been. Still.
Yeah, her skill hasn't increased or changed or anything.
So right here we get Iris kind of like
Confronting the pit boss or whatever.
just being really stupid.
God.
An email could have worked, a phone call could have worked, a Skype could have worked, but she put her life at risk. And I don't know. I don't agree with how she handled this because she should have I like how she had the recording in her pocket, but what if the situation came up where he attacked her before she had a moment to say that?
Yeah.
What if right now he just went, aimed a gun at her and went you're going down, or tie her up or knock her out or anything. Well, I guess that's good. That's a TV show, and
then right there, that's perfect.
Yeah, see, that was smart. That was smart. I would give her that.
And she waited till he threatened her too.
But she's still very scared.
Yeah.
Very, she took out what was it, Clock King, or what was his name?
No, Clock King was Felicity.
Well, no, didn't he come?
Oh yeah, Clock King. Yeah, she did take out Clock King in Central City too.
So she knows how to fight, and
Do you have a death wish? Yeah, you're not the first person to tell me that, so maybe I do.
I think she does.
She hangs around with superheroes, yet she has no powers. And she gets into messes that superheroes should.
I can't wait till Wally becomes a speedster. It's gonna be cool. Because I think it's gonna be tight to have two speedsters. That's what I thought Jay was gonna be. I think he was gonna come into the show and be a speedster, and it was gonna be tight. But we still stuck with just the Flash and another enemy speedster. I don't know. I'm waiting for Wally. I'm waiting on you, bro. You're gonna be the best Flash ever.
Yeah. I think he's going to do pretty well. They got to go with the silver costume, though, is what they'll do.
Yeah, that's a new 52 style to it. So right now, Iris is she's trying to be his sister and his mom, kind of, at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be laid off because now Joe, by the end of this episode, makes it clear, I'm not your friend, I'm your father. So I think this will give Iris that breathing room to actually just be a sister.
Yeah. And they can get into sibling shenanigans.
The White Ghost. Ooh. That's
where are all these people living right now? In all honesty,
Joe's house. It's just, I don't know. Everyone just lives there, in shifts, so they don't notice they all live there.
Barry just lives at Star Labs.
Yeah, because Wally, he doesn't live anywhere. His mom, they didn't say. Did his mom die?
Yeah, his mom's dead now.
They didn't make a really big deal
gone.
about it. Once she died, I thought there was going to be a scene where she dies, but they just had a scene where she talks to Iris, and then they never show her again. And then she dies off camera. I guess she shares Joe's power to exist off the frame.
Yeah.
That backfired on her pretty bad. Lost her last scene of the show. So right here we get a kind of a Barry Wells moment.
And this is where he tells him, "I'm gonna turn on you."
Wells really feels bad about it though.
Yeah.
He's so worked up. It's funny.
That's not ever going to happen. I'm always gonna be a father first. Zoom's gonna make me choose between you and her, and I will always choose her.
It's he's a dad.
Unblinkingly, unflinchingly.
I will betray you.
That's binary thinking. That's 0 and 1s.
Truly. It's there is a third option. And it's revealed at the end of this episode what it is, but it's obvious.
Yeah.
Go save Jesse. Skip the middleman. Don't let Zoom be in control anymore.
Yeah, let's just do it.
But then again, Zoom could give, the Flash
Shia LaBeouf, just do it.
A spine shot, into the back. That took out Barry pretty bad last time.
Yeah.
So Wells is looking over Barry's paper. Basically, Barry figured out how you can close the breaches in one day.
Yeah.
He's just hey, I'm going to help out, and he solves the entire problem. But he also used work from Eobard's work. He's evil, not stupid. Basically, he used some work from Reverse Flash and then his own knowledge, and it's pretty smart. I like how Barry handled that. But it kind of hints at Gideon in the future. Look how fast Barry figured this problem out.
Yeah.
He rewrote physics.
Yeah. What if he creates Gideon in like a matter of 15 minutes because of his short-term memory?
Yeah. What if he just gets every book Felicity's ever read, and a few that Cisco's ever read, and then reads them all in like 30 seconds, and then becomes a super genius, and then designs Gideon. Imagine how messed up it would be if Flash just went, I am never going to design Gideon, and then like the earth shakes.
Like the earth, like Legend of Tomorrow, the whole like the ship starts shaking and it just explodes or it implodes or whatever.
He acts like it's a drug. He's like shaking.
It is.
And excited.
It is.
Like,
The Speed Force is.
Woo! I feel good. For real. Here's 2% of it. Had enough?
Not even close.
He's like, man, it's like you gave me one pistachio. I need more.
Who just eats one Pringle? Like, seriously.
Yeah. Here's one Pringle, man. Oh, thanks.
Now I so wanted this.
I don't need to kill your daughter. He just needs to torture. If you look in his eyes, you can see like the shock going through his body. Like look at Wells' eyes when he opens them in the next scene.
Yeah, I saw it.
He's kind of clenched them closed right now.
But it's so weird just looking at
there it
Zoo.
is.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you become a speedster after this.
Maybe. I don't know. Like, the thing is, it also could just be the lightning coming off of Zoom's body, too.
It just hurting him?
Yeah.
It was like
no, the lightning just reflecting off of his pupils is what
yeah.
I'm saying. It is dark there. It would pick up the only light.
I'm thinking that's all probably green screened in.
What?
Like, the lightning and stuff?
No, they literally set John Wesley's ship on lightning. Like, they just electrocuted him and it's just appearing there.
We need this scene to look as real as possible, Mr. Ship. But are you sure it's necessary to electrocute me? It's not only necessary, we will lose the fan base if we don't. And then they just go and just shock him. Why? Because Speedforce, the Flash podcast, said so. We all know some writer must listen to us.
Right? I know the production designer listens to us, I think.
Yay. That'd be cool if a writer listened to us. I have some suggestions for this show. 1, kill Iris. 2, kill Iris. 3, replace Iris with Earth 2 Iris, and then kill Earth 1 Iris. But that's
No. Tell us how you really feel, Anthony.
Well, that's just one thing. 2, make Joe an actual meta. Power to exist off of frame. It's great.
Give him the ability to not be seen unless he's not there.
Yeah, basically the power of the silence from Doctor Who.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That'd be
the
cool.
Silence.
Cool ability for a cop, too. Just stand there and just catch people. Ah, you've been here the whole time. Oh, yes, I have.
We literally just had a conversation. Like
other suggestion. Make Mr. Wells here the Reverse Flash again.
No.
I just want to call him Mr. Wells for once.
It's Harry.
Harry. It'd be cool if he was Reverse Flash again, though. Like, he just became a speedster, but he was just kind of, like, not that evil. Phil just, like, legit fell off the sofa we were sitting on.
They didn't see it. You didn't have to say anything.
He just looks at me, and then he falls off. And I'm just like, what?
I started sliding off the couch.
Right,
so they open up the breach, and it's like an implosion grenade from Star Wars Battlefront. That it just, like, sucks it all in and just destroys it.
Barry looks such like a kid when he's, like, it happens. He's like, oh, this is so cool.
Dude, did you see the video I posted on Speedforce and like the Twitter and everything where it has Carlos Valdez singing Open Your Eyes?
No.
It is literally the greatest thing ever. All I posted was just like, okay, now we need like Flash and Vibe to like have an episode where they just do a song together.
What do they sing Take Me On?
No.
Like,
no.
aha.
No, stop it.
That'd be funny.
No, they're gonna sing Barbie Girl.
Okay,
we can't sing anywhere else. We have to pay money.
Yeah, we're not very good at singing anyways. Both of us. My doots are as far as I can do it.
Doot.
So, we're about to see a race from taillights that's not going to go too well.
Taillight's gonna lose.
I can't get used to calling him taillights Wally.
Huh?
I like Joe's mugger cap. I've had a discussion with Sam, Joey's brother.
Yeah.
I say that not for your sake, but for our fans, so they know who I'm talking about.
Look at the car real quick. Do you see Wally's car? It's red with 2 yellow stripes.
Oh.
You can't get more Flash than that.
True that. That's cool.
That's Flash's car right there.
But this is just for the fans to talk about, why does Joe wear this mugger's cap all the time? Like, it looks like a thug. Like, all the time.
He wears it when he goes out and not supposed to be a police officer. It's
just
really
this season.
Bad.
It's just this season.
I saw it in first season too.
It was?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. So this giant wall just creates, and they're like, "Oh no!"
Iris is just calling Barry. I like this, how Barry just straight puts Wells in his seat.
Yeah. Barry's fast enough to do it. Hey, what's up?
You're driving
Oh,
now.
you gotta drive, man. What?
I gotta go.
Ah!
Look at, like, his reaction was like, what the heck? Like,
So Wally starts to go up, and Barry just like gets there perfectly in time. Do you see Wally? He's just like, I don't know what to do at this moment.
da na 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 na.
Look at that shot. That shot's just amazing.
Oh man, that song could be played in the Flash at any moment.
What song?
The Take Me On, dude.
No,
or Take On Me. That's what it is. Oh man, don't say the Thug. You had a choice between Thug and Iris, or Cockroach as they call him in this.
Yeah, that could be his like superhero name.
It's that Roach life. Yeah. Hide
So-
him when the lights turn
So
on.
if you watch Barry's face, it's just pure sadness because he knows he can't do it in time.
He's trying. Just not being able to move an extra 100 miles per hour actually prevented him from catching this glass.
Look at the eye. Look at his eyes. He's like heartbroken because he knows he can't catch it.
Ugh. Get back
Look
up,
at that.
you wuss.
This is all still in slow motion.
It looked like it stabbed her in the heart in the.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
But it just kind of got. It was just a shoulder shot. It's just a flesh wound.
And he doesn't even think about it. He's like, hospital now.
Iris,
Arrgh.
get to the hospital.
Barry just goes. And Wally's like, what happened? What city am I living in? What happens here? Oh, we got a guy. He runs around in red suit. Saves people.
Who is that? Why
Why
does
would-
he have my sister?
But why does he show up here? Like, I looked at all the reports. Why does he always show up where Iris is?
I swear to Phil, if you ever wake up in the hospital like that, and if I'm there, I'm straight telling you, you've been asleep for 3 years. Like, I'm gonna mess with you so hard.
Here's the thing, Anthony. I would appreciate you so much more if you did do that.
I'd be like, Phil, you've been asleep for 3 weeks. So much has changed.
No, not 3 weeks. You gotta say years, dude. You gotta say years, and then, like, tell me, like, cats are the overlord of the world now.
I'll be like, I am now the Flash. Long story.
I have superpowers. The podcast has still been going. I found a guy. He was a drifter.
It's like you're the Flash. You can move really fast. I'm like, no, I've just integrated Adobe Flash into my body. Like, what in the world did you think I meant?
I'm sorry, I'm just waking up after a 3-year coma. What do you mean 3 years? You were gone for like an hour.
Basically,
What?
I just suck and I always need an update.
Maybe that's why I went from Jade, Barry, to Wally to Bart. Flash
jeez.
just doesn't work.
All right, so in this scene, we get Joe turned from friend to Wally to
Yeah,
father.
you do. You got to be at your sister's bedside. She came to that race because she cared about you. And now she's in the hospital. And your one help was, hey, here's a flower.
Here's some flowers. I hope you're not allergic to these.
Bye. I did my job.
I would have laughed if you just threw peanuts at her. I hope you're not allergic to these. I'm just...
I am. No, stop.
Oh, jeez. Oh, here comes Joe being a new dad. I'm your dad. Biologically speaking. He's like, that's what family does. We put up with each other. They put each other first. Be yourself. Stop being mad. Don't be reckless. Be with Iris. I summed it all up. I could be like an actor.
No.
Dude, I could have played like Joe in this, I think.
No, stop it.
That would have been great.
Just be younger than Barry.
I would have grown
Because
out.
I said Barry was 26 this episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
He's like around our age.
Close.
We could be superheroes.
I am a superhero. I run around. I'm kind of like Casey Jones, except I ride around on my bicycle and I hit people with my bat, and 50% of the time it's the guy I'm looking for. You know?
The other 50 is messed up.
It's just some random person or
Cisco's
dog
like,
or whatever.
Cisco's like, so we got these that are going to help us take down Tar Pit. And then Wells just like throws it over to him without looking, and he's like, grenades! Yeah, they're grenades. Just throw these and they explode on contact.
And Wells just straight throws it like it's nothing, like it's like a handball or something. Like,
He didn't even look. He
tossed it.
This is what he did. He's just like threw it, and Cisco's like, "Oh, what?"
What if that just blew up? It was the end of the Flash. Everybody Barry had to
Everybody's
choose who
dead.
to save. Like in that split moment, save Cisco because that's like the obvious choice. I don't know.
I can't rebuild a Team Flash without him.
Basically,
Sorry,
he had to
Caitlin.
choose between Cisco and Caitlyn. Like, Wells is already out of the picture.
Wells had already told him, I'm your enemy.
And it's like, Caitlyn's cool, but Cisco's useful.
Yeah.
Like, he can find another doctor.
So they talk about our podcast for a moment. They say the Speedforce.
I like seeing, like, how upset Wells is getting over this. Like, dang it, shut up. Stop talking. I'm feeling bad.
They can't know. They can't know.
There's our podcast again, Speedforce.
Yep.
The Flash Fan Podcast.
Yeah, they like it. They also like the free audiobook that we give by going to audibletrial.com/speedforce.
Oh, man, I know they're going to get annoyed with that soon. That's so funny.
Awesome.
We can't ever stop, Phil.
I know.
We can't ever stop.
Everyone will love it.
But let's see here. So basically, Wells right here, the guilt is getting to him. He can't help
And
it.
he's just like, okay, fine. I'm gonna tell him. You won't.
I did it.
I stole it. They're like,
I'm the
what?
bad guy. I done did it. I stole Speed
And then he
Force.
takes off the emblem just to show him. Yeah, I put this thing on there. And yeah, it's a speed dampener. It sucks your speed. And Joe just walks in right at the right time. I stole your speed, Barry. And then puts his hands on his head.
I gave it
like,
a zoom.
Like he's accepting, like he's right about to get arrested and get handcuffs on him.
Right here. I trusted you.
Joe. And Joe just
boom.
like decks him like perfectly. Joe stopped and just starts beating him.
He did stop. He just got one good punch on him. And
No, he
then
hit him again on the ground too.
And then
And
he
throws
just
him into
threw
the
him.
cell. I love this. Why'd you put him in there? Because if I didn't, I would have killed him.
Fair enough. Let's get that tar freak. And literally, when Joe says, "Let's get that tar freak," he handles it.
Yeah, because Wells is the main reason Iris is in the hospital right now.
1, 2, 3, 4. I just want to see 6. Okay, I lost count. I was gonna count how long it took Joe to punch him in the face, but it took too long.
Punch who in the face?
Punch Tar Pit.
He doesn't punch Tar Pit in the face.
He does right now.
No, Tar Pit just appears.
Like, he appears,
Yeah.
and then
Look
the
at that. That is beautiful.
That is
I
cool.
can't believe they actually went with the real version.
That is really cool. So right here, I love this. Like, Flash just like freezes him, and then Joe just straight up punches him in the face. He does.
He does?
Yeah, watch this. It's great. It's just great. After I'm gonna be so upset if I saw this wrong. Watch, he blows up, then he lands there, and then wait for it. Stay. Here comes big almighty Joe.
Boom! You're right.
Right in the face.
Dang, I love it.
Joe defeated Wells and Tar Pit in this episode.
Within a matter of 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was great. I love it. They don't even show him locking up Tar Pit.
They didn't need to.
You got a cellmate. Just throw us in there. Here's a gun with one bullet. You guys, I just want to see what's going to happen.
You guys figure this out. Cisco, you got the camera on so we can watch? Yep. Good.
They start playing a song. It's the final countdown. It's like, oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
Barry should travel back in time and get Earth 1 Wells before he got replaced with Eobard Thawne and have him have a fist fight in there.
Just grab him.
Both the Wells.
Come on, let's go, 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 go. Ah! Ah!
Winner lives. Loser gets to know what it feels like to have your feet where your hands are and your hands where your feet are.
What? What? There can be only one Harrison Wells.
I would like to see fan art that resembles of what I just said. Just want to put it out there. If it appears on Speedforce page, I will like it and make a comment.
And he doesn't do that often, guys.
No, I don't. But if
So if
someone draws Wells where his feet where his hands are and his hands where his feet are and another Wells that looks very victorious over him, I will comment on that.
Oh my god. I love this. I love her emotion that she's feeling right now. Because he's like, "How are you feeling?" And her response is I could use some pizza. That's a good emotion right there. That's a pizza emotion. It's not tired. It's not it's not hungry.
There's
It's
happy, angry, sad, pizza. It's part of the emotional spectrum.
Yeah. I need pizza right now.
So right here he's basically Wally's saying that he grew up really, really poor, and the only time that he was happy was when him and his mom were driving, and he saw the world rushing by him, and he was listening to music with her. So it kind of relates to why he likes going fast and likes drag racing and all that.
I kind of want him to, like, when he becomes, like, Kid Flash or whatever, and, like, he has to, and, like, he's just training, like, he'll be just running around the city or whatnot, just going for jogs or whatever. He's just listening to music. You never see superheroes listening to music. Like, nah. It's just a thing that they don't do.
It must suck if you're a speedster because you will get anywhere before the song even remotely gets finished.
Okay.
Unless you speed up the song.
Yeah. Do you remember Days of Future Past, X-Men film? Where they have Quicksilver run off the wall and everything, and everything's in slow motion.
Yeah.
He's listening to music at that time, but the music sped up to the exact speed that he goes.
That's weird. That shouldn't work.
Huh?
That shouldn't work.
It does, but I think that's what they would do with Wally, because if he likes to have music while he
just starts singing like really bad as he's like running. No. He's just
Batman.
Really bad. He's just doing the Batman.
What's Batman? I don't know.
So right here they talk about how chromosomal damage occurred when Barry lost 2% of his Speed Force. That literally the Speed Force is integrated in his DNA. So removing it's like removing a piece of his DNA.
I love what he says here. Iris. Or what would happen if Iris was in this position? Joe, you do it. Cisco, your brother was in pain, and you did what you had to, and none of us judge you, and we never will. But, like, if it comes down to family, we all will do the same thing he does.
It just, Wells did exactly what we all would do. It's just
he actually did it.
We have a very bad relationship with the previous Wells, so we're not looking at it this way.
We're not looking at it from an accepting point of view right now.
This shows why Barry is the hero of the show. Like, that attitude is what makes the Flash one of the most loved superheroes of all time.
Yeah.
That's a true hero, just personality. I like it. I was really glad that they came to this conclusion. It was a very adult conclusion, you know? And not adult in the naughty way. Like, the adult is in, like, very mature. Like, Barry is a grown up and can make superhero decisions.
Yeah.
Not even Arrow, not even Oliver can make decisions like this most of the time. It's like everyone else does, and they have to like make Oliver like see it that way.
He just goes like, Felicity, figure it out. I'm gonna go like hit a guy.
You're my Jiminy Cricket. I'm out.
I'm gonna go hit a guy and then stab a guy
and snap his neck.
Oh, you didn't even see who returned last episode.
Nope. So all right, they let Wells out. He's like, aha! I'm reverse Flash. What a twist!
I tricked you. He just shoves his hand in like his chest. Oh, what?
Say goodbye, Flash.
And like rips off like the fake skin. It's Eobard Dawn. What?
So right here, he's like, we're a team, and they all agreed as a group to help Jesse and Wells.
We're not sending you through alone. We're going to Earth too.
Yay! They should have done this way long ago.
No, they need to do it now.
They need to take Jay with them.
No, because, no, don't take Jay. That's a terrible idea.
Why?
Because Jay won't come back.
Probably not. He's kind of useless.
But we like Jay.
He taught Flash how to throw lightning. And that was the end of his usefulness. Actually, yeah, that's it. That's all he did. And he warned him about Zoom and how Zoom is. But I like Jay, but if he was a speedster, that would be so cool. And why does the rival not exist? That is, like, bothering me, why he just straight up just doesn't exist.
Zoom is the rival.
But the rival's a different guy. Like,
okay, think of it this way. It's such a corny name. Would you have gone with the name The Rival for the show when writing it, when you had so many other options that you could call him?
I would have done it just for the comic book, like, feel to it. I would have been okay even if, like, Jay would have been like, all right, I had a guy called The Rival. Like, he was my rival. And, like, maybe not even give him a name. Just, like he didn't exist long enough to even get a name. But then Zoom stole his speed and killed him. Like, I would have totally accepted that. I would have been cool with that. But just the fact he doesn't exist bothers me.
What if, like, in an upcoming episode of Supergirl, they show, like, a breach has appeared. She's like, what's this? And, like, they just ignore it for a while.
Zoom comes out and just, like, impales her in the chest. You have no speed.
No, she does have speed, but
breaks
it's
his hand.
Speed.
Just he does it and breaks his hand.
Oh.
My fingers.
You hear his real voice. Oh
no! It's the voice of Don Knotts.
Oh my god,
that'd be so bad though.
He's gone though, dude. Like, I can't do that.
Christopher Walken.
Oh my god.
Walk-ins, right?
No, Christopher Walken.
I said it right. Yeah! Yes. It's about time. That'd be great, though.
Flash, like, what are you doing here?
My fingers, they hurt. I broke them all. No, he turns into a Brooklyn accent. I can't do accents, guys. I'm so bad at it.
I can't do them either.
I one time sent my friend to tears because I tried to do a British accent, and it was just so bad.
Dude, no, my God. I just remember the accent, the like impression that you tried to do for Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I can't.
Walter!
It's
so bad.
Walter, why?
It's so terrible.
Oh man, I can't do impersonations. I'm very bad at them.
So we haven't really talked about this stuff a lot on the podcast. What are some things going on with Speedforce? I'm going to be at a convention coming up soon with a friend who might be joining the podcast every once in a while or so. I talked to him maybe for joining some of the summer ones where we have another person to bounce stuff off of.
It wouldn't hurt to have a third person on the podcast either. Once in a while, you know, when me and Phil actually, I don't know, we're human and we get, like, sick.
No, I work you still when you're sick, man.
Yeah, I end up doing the podcast when I'm sick a lot. I've been taking my vitamins. I've been good about it. Oh, man, I have to take a vitamin.
I'm sorry.
I've been good about it, and I forget. But, what else, Speedforce-wise?
So, yeah, I'm going to be at Grape City Con, February 13th. Everybody come by if you are in the area so we can hang out. You can come, record, be on the podcast, buy some little Speedforce merchandise, and we're going to be raffling off a bag with a bunch of Flash stuff. What else do we got going on? The GoFundMe. We didn't really talk about that much.
There's not a lot to talk about. It's just a GoFundMe. It's for our podcast.
It helps us get...
We want mics. We want head mics.
We want to be able to go to more conventions and like bigger ones so that we can meet everybody. Can you imagine like Speedforce being at the CW convention, Heroes and Villains? Like that would be awesome. We have a higher chance of getting interviews with these stars.
And you know, just getting this money in general, it's like, we need you all to understand that we do this podcast not for the money, and
no.
we till this day we haven't even made enough money to make this even lucrative. We have part-time jobs and everything. We go to school, but the money helps us in the way that we can afford new equipment. It gives us verification that this podcast is actually going somewhere.
Yeah,
and it will make this podcast overall a better experience for us and you guys.
Yeah.
And that's why the GoFundMe exists, and that's why we got sponsorship too.
So if you can't donate anything, like I think the minimum amount that you can donate on a GoFundMe is like $5. And if you can't do that, we understand. Like everybody has stuff going on in their lives. And
it's
stuff.
Just available.
Yeah. Like,
does it have an end date?
No, the GoFundMe goes until the goal's reached.
Oh, okay, so there you go, guys. It's just up there until we reach our goal. We put it at $500.
Yeah, which is pretty like not a lot. We try to keep it low.
It seems like a lot, but like audio equipment is actually really expensive.
If like each of our listeners like donate donate like the minimum of $5, we'll have way like a lot.
Dude, I'm trying to think, what's $5 times 150,000? Like,
well, here's the thing. This month we've already had 1,000 listens.
That's great. I wish we had an accurate count on our fan base.
Yeah.
I just know we have like 126 people on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
So it's like that for sure, you know. But I wish we had like an actual, real super projection of each individual fan.
I don't think that's possible.
No, it isn't. It isn't.
That's like impossible unless we had Gideon.
I wish we had Gideon. That'd be tight. But okay,
have Gideon run all the logistics for the podcast.
The GoFundMe exists, and there's a video that explains why we need it. And also, Phil actually wrote a very good, detailed page about what we're going to use the money on, so you guys all know exactly. We're not just like pocketing it, being aha, you know.
No, like, we're not in this podcast to make profit.
It goes back into the podcast.
Yeah, we're not looking to make any money. Like any excess money we make from the GoFundMe or any of the Audible, it goes even further into advancing this podcast. That extra money could help us get to another convention or better,
or just pay for the podcast for another year.
Yeah.
And then also we're trying to get a domain name like thelegit.com.
Yeah, instead of us having to go to .podbean.com, we would love to be able just to be speedforce.com or speedforcepodcast.com.
We gotta look in. We can't trademark Speedforce podcast, can we?
I don't know. I think there's another one, but they don't like do anything. They're not as good as us.
Yay! Woo! I mean, but Speedforce is trademarked by DC Comics, so I don't know if we add podcast to it. Does that mean we get to trademark it?
Well, they've trademarked Speedforce, 2 words. We are just 1 word.
Interesting. We'll look more into that, guys, for you.
Yeah.
Podcast-wise, other thing that we're doing is...
So the link for that GoFundMe is gofundme.com/SpeedForcePodcast.
And it's on the Facebook page.
Yeah, I've posted it there. I think you guys already know the Audible link. Also, another thing, head on over to iTunes, guys. Throw us a 5-star review. We need those to make the podcast grow, and then everybody will see it, and then we get even a bigger fan base.
And I mean, besides that, it's just a normal thing, normal stuff. Just listen to our podcast, spread the word. Post on the Facebook page, comment, send us emails, all that stuff. It makes our podcast better, and we like to hear from you guys.
Yeah, and if you guys want to join the discussion, you guys can go to facebook.com/groups/SpeedForcePodcast. You can also have your emails read on the podcast by sending your thoughts, theories, and conspiracies to speedforcepodcast@gmail.com.
You can also join the West Coast airing of The Flash for a live tweet using the hashtag MTSBWY. May the Speed Force be with you for on-the-second Easter eggs and jokes, and Phil is very good about it, and he actually gets tweets followed by famous people.
Yeah, I get celebrities to tweet me back and all that. It's all good. For us here at Speed Force, I'm Phil.
And I'm Anthony. Ride the lightning, speedsters.
I'd never gone into my lab to experiment that night before lightning flashed around me and time changed speed. Now I gotta try to be so patient until calamity will strike, because when things change in an instant, it's almost fast enough for me. And I'll be there before you know it, I'll be gone before you see me. And do you think you can imagine anything so lonely? And I know you'd really like me, but I never stick around, 'cause time keeps dragging on and on and on and on and on.